Under this topic, mainly we'll be discussing about the various anti-patterns, the cyber mistakes, and the bad security habits of some of the anti-patterns. So we shall look into mainly two prevalent anti-patterns, that is can't, patch, dumb, and then we have unpatched applications. So the first one is can't, patch, dumb, and we have seen under the various templates, that is the cyber anti-pattern templates. When we look at the full cyber anti-pattern template, we have the header and the body, and under the header fields we have anti-pattern name, also known as refactored solution names, unbalanced primal forces, anecdotal evidence. Under body fields we have background, anti-pattern solution, causes, symptoms and consequences, known exceptions, refactored solutions and examples, and finally we have related solutions. So for each of these prevalent anti-patterns, we will be looking into the header and the body fields. For the can't, patch, dumb, the anti-pattern name is can't, patch, dumb, as you can see, and this is also known as social engineering, phishing, spam, spyware, drive-by malware, ransomware, or autoplay attacks. And the refactored solution name is security awareness. Unbalanced primal forces include confidentiality, for example, divulging the private information, integrity in the case of rootkits. The anecdotal evidence is that technology is not the problem, people are the problem, and the technology is easy, people are difficult. Now let us look into the anti-pattern solution for can't, patch, dumb. Generally the end users, because they lack security awareness, so this will put the personal information and the organization competitiveness at risk. So social engineering, which is the art of extracting sensitive information from people, will exploit a human inherent tendency to want to help other people. So when you are unaware, basically when the end user is unaware, then he will be easily fooled into opening the malicious email attachments, responding to spam offers, and downloading the spyware or the ransomware and the malicious websites. So this spyware problem, which is very much widespread than people, will eventually involve not just spyware applications, but also will have spyware that will be running in the browsers. So there are thousands of web tracking companies making money spying on your web activities and vacuuming from all your browser tabs. So it's very important that we offer certain antivirus solutions. So when you install these applications, what you get instead is a threat basically, and a warning to pay the vendor or your computer because you're going to use that antivirus solution. So we also have the drive-by malware, which are the computer infections that are loaded automatically when you visit a malicious website, and some of these sites are from legitimate business that have been hacked and exploited to download the malware. And these legitimate websites can also spread malware from their advertisements, which are controlled by the third parties. Then we have the autoplay infections, which result when malware is introduced by a user from the universal serial bus or memory stick, often in violation of the organizational policies. So by default, these Microsoft Windows autoplay programs on the memory stick will run whenever one is inserted. And these memory sticks with autoplay infections are distributed accidentally by the legitimate companies during the trade shows. And these have propagated viruses from the educational networks to home networks, and were once used to spread malware attacks such as Stuxnet. So in general, the anti-pattern occurs when organizations do not take adequate precautions to keep their end users from compromising their systems or hiding the information to the strangers. So under can't patch dumb, let us look into the causes, symptoms and consequences. So mainly the causes and symptoms of this anti-pattern are a lack of recurring security awareness, training program for all the end users including a test assessment. The refactored solution and examples include security awareness training, which should be made mandatory for every person in an organization, and the training should be completed before a person is given computer access, and then the organization should conduct annual refresher courses. So these courses should include trainings on social engineering skills as well as the internet safety, and should articulate the organization's policies on what information can be given to which groups of customers or the co-workers. And an online training program with integrated testing can also be done to ensure that the required skills are acquired by their trainees. And the test answers can be used for accountability, proving that a particular policy were known by specific individuals. So this is the refactored solution. Now what would be the related solution? The related solution would be that the end users should have website advisors installed as a part of the antivirus suite, and users should take precautions such as using Google to reach the websites, because Google constantly scans the internet for malware. But before a user clicks through a suspected malicious site, Google will give a warning message on the search engine and will present a challenge page to further persuade the user to avoid the website. So solutions such as firewall, extension NoScript, which are too good, or we can say which can effectively avoid users from unsafe surfing the browsers. So this NoScript basically stops the web scripts by default, requiring user permission to enable them on the web page. Then after a certain amount of experience, many users will be able to enable the scripts everywhere, or at least on many top 100 websites where the biggest spyware threats will reside. So this will take a lot of experience, but eventually it will happen. So this is with regard to can't patch dumb anti-pattern. The next one that we have is unpatched application. The anti-pattern name is unpatched application, which is also known as vendor specific updates or the default configuration. The refactored solution name is patch management. Unbalanced primal forces include the management of integrity. The anecdotal evidence is that most new attacks are going after the applications, not the operating systems. So let us look into the background of this. Here mainly we look for patches, and these are unpatched application where patches are being used, and these patches are software updates that repair the known defects. All the defects will have potentially many security issues, given the likelihood that a defect in one part of the software will affect another part of the system. So many of the defects in the patch updates are security related. Either they have been discovered by the vendor, external security researcher, or from a malware that was caught. Now with automatic updates from the operating system vendors, the operating systems and the same vendor applications are relatively well patched. And for an enterprise patch management solution from companies such as Landesk, BMC and HP, which are widely deployed in large corporations, the patch management can be done manually. The worst case of this particular anti-pattern, that is unpatched applications, is when the systems with default configurations are put on production networks, and this applies at operating system level as well as to the installed applications. So often the applications are deployed with the helper systems such as the backup servers and staging machines in default configurations, because all the security focus is on the production systems. So without patching and security hardening, there could be many vulnerabilities and many exploits, making the systems increasingly insecure. So let us look into the anti-pattern solution. So according to the SANS Institute list of top security vulnerabilities, the unpatched applications was one of the biggest security risk. And the vendors will try to realize or release patches for the problems at the same time that the detects are announced. So the lag between the patch release and the installed update will create a vulnerability window for the attackers. And the announcement of the vulnerability and the binary patch gives the attackers clues about how to exploit the weakness, and eventually security researchers may have to release the exploit publicly. So the SANS have found that the enterprises are very effective at keeping operating system patches, but are ineffective at keeping the application patches up to date. Then we have the causes, symptoms and consequences. Under this, we have the automatic update disabled on any application where it is available. Never to visit vendor website to search for updates. No inventory of applications and vendors. no update maintenance schedule, and we also have two extra, that is not reviewing the US cert bulletins, no governance of application versions. So these could be the causes, symptoms and consequences of the unpatched application anti-pattern. Now let us look into the known exceptions. So if a software product support has expired and there are no further vendor updates, the migration to a supported version is recommended. So each organization should maintain a list of approved standard versions of all the software applications. Some vendors will have to continue to support the product with security patches, say for an additional fee. Under refactored solution and examples, the first step towards managing the patches is obtaining an inventory of systems and the installed software packages. So on small networks, you can enable the automatic updates on Windows and applications such as the Acrobat and the Firefox. For other applications such as video drivers, we'll have to update from the vendor's website. And as we mentioned under causes and symptoms, it's important to keep an eye on the US CERT bulletins. So if there are any serious vulnerabilities which are announced for your applications, we need to follow the patch available links, install the patches. In some environments, we can also have sophisticated users to maintain their own systems. So this can be done. Whereas for large networks, patch management tools are required to maintain the hundreds of thousands of machines with minimal support. And for better assurance, many shops nowadays will be adopting the vulnerability scan tools such as Retina from EI. Then we have AnyExpose from Rapid7. So these tools are often used for security certification testing prior to the system release. And some can be configured for automatic scans, such as you can scan them daily or quarterly. And these tools which we mentioned can check for patches, policy configuration issues and network vulnerabilities. The last one is the related solutions. So some of the technically advanced organizations are using their data center provisioning environments to assure patch management and policy configurations. So by creating the lockdown standard system images, the data centers are able to deploy virtual servers which will confirm to the security baselines and perform mass updates to these configurations in order to apply patches and other changes.